Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. It is Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. I cannot believe it sounds so crazy to say that, 2025. Doesn't it sound so futuristic? I know it's just one more year than last year, but it just seems like it can't possibly be 2025. I'm so happy you are joining me tonight. I am so ready to have a little stamp therapy with you. I have to say, though, with the holidays and everything else that's going on, I kind of just feel like I don't even know what day it is. But I do know that it's Thursday, and that means it's time for some stamp therapy. I was working today to get caught up on some emails and take care of some things. And one of my big projects that I did today was to finalize the details and put up a project or a sign-up page for my card class. I'm so excited. Coming in just a week. My new stamp set that I helped to design with you in mind is coming out on January 7th, and I'm going to have a card class that will be taking the place of Thursday Night Stamp Therapy on Thursday, February 6th, 2025. Mark your calendars. I would love for you to join me and to reserve a card kit so you can stamp along with me. I'll be making 4 cards with you in mind stamp set and this new cute as a bee or cute something like that. New designer paper. It's coming out in the scrapbooking brochure on January 7th. So I don't actually have it yet, but I'm designing projects kind of with it in mind. It's actually a recolored version of the cute little bee paper that we had last year. So I'm really excited about that one. I also have some special things in mind, including a custom project packet that the card kits will come in. And this, I just ordered it today, these zippered pouches. They're perfect for either toiletries or stamp tools or other little crafting tools and accessories. Really great to have with you in the car with the Be Kind logo. And I'm really excited. This is going to be included all in the VIP box, but you can also get things separately if you'd like. So with the little pouch, you can order an extra one if you'd like. And for every one, either in the VIP box or that I sell separately, for each of those pouches, I'm going to be donating $5 to NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Super excited about contributing to that cause. My goal is to raise $1,000 for NAMI, so I hope that you will help me in that cause. So the sign-up page is ready for you right now, tinyurl.com/withyouinmindclass. The link is also in the video description and the live chat. You can reserve a card kit if you just want to do a card kit and have your stamp set on your own if you already have it. If you don't have it and want the whole thing, the VIP box will have everything for you, including an extra gift for me. And team members will get the back pocket card layouts. There's going to be 4 exclusive limited edition back pocket card layouts. Team members are going to get those for free, just like they always get the back pocket card layouts. And then there was something else. Oh, team members, if you want to get the whole box, I'll give you a $5 discount on the whole thing. I'm so excited. So sign up and join me. The sign-ups will be available for a while. Tonight, I'm going to make some cards. I've got 3 of them cut and ready to go. And as I looked at the last chance list, I was really drawn again to this Snowy Wonder. It's still available, both the stamp set and the dies and the designer paper. And since it is literally snowing outside right now here in Central Illinois, I thought it would be fun to start with this bundle and this last chance. If I want to remind you about those last chance items, they're up to 80% off. And we've got some discontinued things from the mini catalog, the September mini catalog, the online exclusives. We've got some kit collection. Oh my gosh, some of these kit collections are so cheap. And there's some other like carryover products and things that are retiring too. So it's not all Christmas stuff, but there's lots of really great deals on everything in that last chance clearance rack. And this is a little bit different than last year. The last chance usually ends when the catalog is over, and now it's going to keep going on until it sells out. So the Snowy Wonder stamp set, dies, designer paper, you can wait and order this on January 7th and get Celebration on top of the last chance deals. What? I think that's so exciting. Of course, there's lots of new things coming out January 7th. But I think it's really fun that you'll be able to get the last chance deals and also take advantage of celebration at the same time. So make up your list, get ready. Celebration starts on Tuesday, January 7th, which is just less than a week away. I'm super, super excited. Oh, Janice, she says no snow in Springfield. I can keep it here in Champaign. I haven't actually seen the snow. Jim just gave me a report as he let the dog out, and he said that it was snowing out. It's been really kind of warm here. And so my guess is any snow is not going to stick. Yeah, that's what Nancy's saying. It's very wet and probably will not amount to anything. Fingers crossed, indeed. Oh, no problem, Margaret. You can stick your dollar for the card swap in your next card. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited, you guys. We had a showcase last night for the Great Big Card Swap, the Winter Wonderland. And where my cards are all put away. So I don't have the address to send you, but we had such a great showcase yesterday, and I'm so excited. We have so far raised $285 to donate to the Cancer Kindness Organization. And so if you want to sneak in a Winter Wonderland card and send it now, I'll be sharing whatever comes in between now and January 14th in the next video showcase. So I'm donating $2 for every Winter Wonderland card swap that's sent in. So if you still want to send one in, send it now, and I will share it in 2 weeks on the 14th, and we'll just keep growing that donation for Cancer Kindness. This card would be perfect for the Winter Wonderland theme. I'm using Snowy Wonder and some of the Snowy Scenes designer paper, and I've cut some pieces ahead of time. I kind of wanted to case this card, which is one that I created with the Sentimental Christmas designer paper. Now, I think this designer paper might be all sold out, but we can use the same layout to create cards using any designer paper. Carolyn is asking when the Reindeer Days Suite is coming back. When I checked yesterday, and there may have been an update today, a lot of the dies that they're expecting to come back in were due the week of December 23rd. And so it's possible that they came in today. So I would keep checking, or early next week. It's possible too. If you see the item in the online store and it says currently unavailable, even if it's on the last chance list, if you see it in the store, it's coming back in stock. And so there are several of those dies from the September through December mini catalog that are coming back in stock. The Decorative Trees is one of them. I think those Reindeer Days too. So just keep watching the store because they're coming back. Oh my gosh, Janice, I don't want to hear about that. Prediction of 8 or more inches of snow this weekend. I don't want to hear that. We have to move Claire back to school this weekend. So at least it better hold off until after we get that done. All right, let's make our card. So I've cut some elements here. I've cut from the designer paper, the Snowy Scenes. I'm going to use Garden Green for the card base, and then I brought in this awesome paper. It's got Garden Green and Pool Party Snowflakes. So that's going to be kind of my first layer. And then instead of white, I thought I would mix it up and do some Pool Party. So this one is 3.5 by 4.5, and this one is 3.25 by 4, or 3.25 by 3.5. It's going to go across here. And then for the sentiment, I have a piece of white cardstock. So I'm just kind of mixing up those colors a little bit. I'm going to stamp some snowflakes on the background of the white. And I was trying to decide, I just really love that cute little penguin, but I don't think I've used the snowman at all yet. And I thought it would kind of be fun. Now the designer paper does have some images of both that you can die cut. Now, the ones that are going to die cut are the ones that don't have the hats. Like this one will fit with the die, and this one will fit with the die. Of course, the one I like is this one that has the cute little hat. I wonder if there's another one that has some green. Let's pull out the full sheet. Let me show you all the designer paper patterns in this paper pack. It's a 12 by 12 paper, and the thing I love about this stamp set is that it's not specifically Christmas. It has Let It Snow and Happy New Year, so I think you're going to be able to use this all winter long to make some cute cards to send to your family and friends. It looks like Yeah, it looks like all of the snowman are kind of the same as what I had on my sheet. So 12 by 12 designer paper. We've got some really interesting petal pink, calypso coral kind of colors here. Poppy Parade, some pumpkin pie, which I think is so interesting for a winter paper, and the Daffodil Delight. But I think it's so fun. Candy canes, of course, are a little more seasonal, and the holly and the stripes. But look at those penguins. Oh my gosh, so cute. And orange trees. That one is so interesting. Let me show you some cards really quick that I've made with this designer paper. All of these images were fussy cut from the designer paper, and I used the snowfall embossing folder in the background. And then here's one where I fussy cut the small snow globe. Here's one where I challenged myself to use those orange trees, and I cut that out to coordinate. So I think it ties in the orange really nicely. And then this is one I created during Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. It's a little easel card. Let it snow. Isn't that so cute? Just love that penguin. On this one, I did a little bit of sponging in the background and stamping there. Do you guys have this designer paper? Janice, this one is called Snowy Scenes is the name of this designer paper. And yeah, Snowy Scenes. It's item 164333. And so even if you don't get the coordinating stamp set, it just has the most adorable images to cut out from the designer paper. So let's cut out, I do want to use this guy. I think I'm going to use him anyway. I was planning to stamp the trees, but look at this. We have trees right there from the designer paper that will fit with the dies. And so I think I might just use those. We can die cut the trees and the snowman all at once. I definitely want to use this one right here, but the die doesn't fit in his hat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut the hat. I'm going to fussy cut that part. And then for the rest of his body, I'm going to use the die, and then I will stick the hat right back on after I die cut it. I just think the hat is so cute, the way it has the holly on there. Use some of my Post-it tape to hold pieces in place, and I can come over here and get the dies for these trees too. I love this one. Okay, these are going to fit in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So let's get that one out. Move some of these papers. Make some room here. Oh, I don't want to lose his hat. I almost threw it out. I affectionately call my little mini machine Lucy. She works so hard, and I've got Desi, the little blue version. I don't know if the blue version is still available in the online store. The little boho blue. That was one of the specials that we had during Celebration a couple years ago. And there's another sign up special coming up in January. It is January. Coming up on the 7th. This one's really exciting. During Celebration, when you join as a demonstrator, you can choose 2 color families of markers. So that's the sets like these. 2 of these sets plus an exclusive stamp set called Handmade Designs. Oh my gosh, I think it is one of the best offers we've ever had. I'm pretty sure that these are like $30 each, and so that's $60 plus the stamp set. That's like an $80 value, all this stuff together. So if you've been thinking about joining as a demonstrator, Celebration is a great time. We have so much fun on my team too. So I'd love to talk to you more if you are interested in learning more about being a demonstrator or joining under me. Let's get our pieces out here. I don't want to lose these dies, so I'm going to stick them right back in there. He looks funny with his head cut off, but we are going to add it right back on with a cute little hat. And I'm going to do just a tiny little border. Okay. Ta-da! So cute. So cute. I love that snowman. Okay. So we're going to do some stamping with the Let It Snow and some snowflakes. Let's get out our grid paper for this. We're going to do Pool Party Snowflakes. I suppose I could throw in some, maybe I will throw in some garden green snowflakes as well. Let's try that. We'll coordinate with the designer paper here. Looks like I could re-ink my garden green. It's a little bit light. Wonder if I have that. Garden green. I'm gonna re-ink them both. Some Pool Party, some garden green. Both of my ink pads could use some touching up. Let's spread some ink on. I just use the tip of the ink bottle to kind of spread that all around. That was garden green and Pool Party. Just soak it up. Right into the ink pads. Always good to stock up on re-inkers when you buy your ink pads so that you can juice it up when you're in the middle of crafting and you have that need. Oh, that's so much better. Oops. Sorry about that. I got carried away. We'll add the green ones. I want to do one more, but I just don't have room. And then we're going to do Let It Snow in green. And we're going to do a blue snowflake. Like that. Let it snow. I should have lined that up better because it doesn't line up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do Let It Snow again. And this time I'm going to do my blue snowflake on the bottom where it doesn't interfere with one that's already on there. Oh, I wanted to get out a piece of white for the inside of our card. We're going to add for the inside, we'll say Happy New Year. Cuteness. What do you think? Ah! I just put it right on my shirt. Okay, let's keep moving. I feel like I'm kind of making it up as we go, even though we do have a plan. We're going to add these across with Stamp and Seal. It's going to go right in the center. And then our greeting is going to go across the bottom. Let it snow. Happy New Year on the inside. Let's add our elements first, and then I'm going to add this whole thing on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, you know what I have? It's going to be fun. Let me get these on with Stampin' Dimensionals first, and then we'll talk. I have some snowflakes. That's spoiler alert. That's what I want to add. Some white snowflakes I think are going to be really pretty on here. I've got a little bit of Stampin' Dimensional to go on the hat. And these trees, let's put these on with just some regular adhesive. Like I said, I didn't plan this. I didn't plan it very well, so we'll see. At least we should make them straight. So cute. Let's move it up a little. I love it. I love it so much. We're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to put the designer paper down. And this is going to go right in the center of the garden green card. Now we're going to add some snowflakes. These are also on the last chance list. And I love these. These were an online exclusive that came out in July of last year. So July 2023, 2 years ago now. And they come in white and copper and gold. And I just think that they are so fun to add just a little fun touch to our card. So because we have the other colors, the blue and the green, we're going to add some white. To finish our card. Let it snow. So here's our original inspiration. You can see I used exactly the same layout and just switched some things up. Maybe the snowflakes are a little bit too busy. You could try a different designer paper in the background or do an embossed cardstock. You know what? I kind of wish that I had changed that. Is it too late? I think I would like it better if I used embossed cardstock back here instead of the stamped cardstock, because the stamped cardstock kind of gets lost. I know, after all of that. So take a quick vote in the video, in the chat. Should I tear apart and do a quick refresh, rechange? I think we can make it happen really quickly using the snowflake embossing folder, or should we leave it as is? I'm gonna get it ready just in case. I'll go with whatever you guys vote, but there's our embossing folder. And I could cut really quick a new piece. Is that the right color, Pool Party? Leave it. Make a second card. Oh no. You guys, you're no fun. Are you really going to make me leave it? Oh, I think we got two people saying tear it apart. I'm going to emboss the piece and I will. Oh, I really want to. I'm just going to show you. Look how nice and subtle that is. Can we do it really quick? It's going to be so fast. And I think you're going to like it so much better. I think you're going to be like, Julie, you were right. I am just doing, when I pull apart, I'm like just kind of using pressure. Look at how quick this is, see? Sorry, I had the veto power. When you guys are making your card at home, you can do it however you want. You can stamp, you can emboss. Is that the quickest change? Boom. I like that. I just thought the other one was a little bit too busy. Oh, yay! I'm so glad you love it. Okay, I think that was the fastest tear apart and change I might have ever done. Thank you for your patience and allowing me to wing it. All right, those are done. That first card is done. That was the Snowy Wonder bundle, the Snowy Days designer paper. If this one is on your wish list, you can order right now, but you also can wait until January 7th. So that's when celebration starts. And the other things I'm going to show you tonight are all things that are coming from the annual catalog. So I wanted to kind of show you some in-between stuff. So if you want to order right now, everything I show you tonight can be ordered. And if you want to wait, everything I'm showing you tonight can also be done later. So the next thing I'm going to use is the Delicate Forest stamp set. The first card was kind of fun and whimsical, and the next two are going to be more, I would say like wintry, thinking of you, sympathy type of cards. I don't know why, but it seems like the winter is just the time when we need sympathy cards. And so I was pulling this out, the Delicate Forest, and I just thought it was so beautiful, and I thought it was really good for a sympathy card. So let me show you a couple cards that I've made. I did a Sunday stamping video with Mom back in March last year, and we made a couple cards. So this one actually uses that arch, which is quite long and meant for the vertical card, but it uses it here on the horizontal card. And this die set has two different label dies, the shorter one and then the longer skinny one. And then I also just kind of made a really clean and simple card here. On both of these, I used some of the butterflies and the birds. And so I kind of wanted to switch gears. These, I think, are very like fall, even summer or spring. But I kind of wanted to do something with the blues for winter. And so I've picked out Boho Blue and Night of Navy. Now, Boho Blue is a in color. And so you'll find it there. It's one of the colors that are going to retire this spring. It's crazy to think that it's time for that already. So the Boho Blue comes with the Wild Wheat, the Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path, and Copper Clay. I always forget about Copper Clay. I have used the small die, and I did this ahead of time for you. I just die cut. You have to do it 3 different times because there's only one die. I started in the middle, and then I did either end, and I tried to space it out. I'm looking at this now, and I'm seeing that I've got more space on one end than the other, and so I'll just make that my bottom. That just reads more bottom to me. This is going to go back in here. And I also use some of these dies, this one and this one in particular, to die cut some Boho Blue and Night of Navy leaves. And so we're going to do a little bit of stamping, and then we're going to put this window card together. And I have the sentiments. These are really great, like I said, for thinking of you and sympathy. So we're going to do hoping each passing day lets in a little more sunshine. We also have sending our love. Stay strong, my friend. You'll get through this, and you make good things better. There's different greenery in this set. The Delicate Forest are silhouette images with trees and bushes and green, and then like a water or other, you know, little round piece there. So I'm going to start first by stamping the sentiment, and I'm going to kind of center this, and I'm going to stamp in Night of Navy. For the front, I'm using the one that says hoping each passing day lets in a little more sunshine. It's a tight fit, but it's going to fit right there in the center. Was that crooked? Nope, that's perfect. And then the other side, we are going to stamp Stay Strong, My Friend. You'll get through this. I was corresponding with a friend today who's going through some stuff, so I think I'm going to send her this card. Do you have someone in mind who could use a card like this with these great sentiments? I'm going to use the Boho blue to stamp the sort of larger, I don't know, bush isn't the right word, but sort of the branches and greenery. And so I'm going to stamp this it's going to be in the background here. So I'm going to stamp one at the top and one at the bottom, just to kind of add some imagery in there. I love it already. And we're going to stamp this too on the inside in the bottom corner. Isn't that pretty? I think we're done with all the stamping parts. And so now we're just going to put this card together. So I've got these images, the die cuts, and I'm going to try to figure out how I want to do this. Let's add some adhesive and put them in the windows before we put the whole thing down. We're going to add some up here and some down here. So I'm putting adhesive on the inside, and then I'm going to kind of arrange these die cuts so that they peek through the window and adhere to the back like that. And then if they hang off the edge, you can just do a little snip. Now, I originally did this one in green, and I'll show you that, but I used some vellum. I used some vellum instead of the two different shades, and I kind of like the soft vellum look. This one's also going to go here. I like the way those kind of peek through here. Oops. And then the other little blue one. There. All right, now we're going to use some adhesive on the whole thing, and we're going to glue that down to the white layer. That's a great question. Pum Girl is asking, does Stampin' Up! Sell plastic sleeves or pockets that the dies come in separately? And the answer is they do not. I know that there are companies that sell sleeves or other die storage. One that comes to mind, I think that my mom uses, is the Stampin' Storage. They have a whole system for die storage and some sleeves and things. I just keep mine in the original sleeves that they come in. But I guess if you have dies that didn't come with a sleeve, then you might want some. I would check like Amazon. Sometimes they have like plastic sleeves like these. I would call it like a poly envelope or something. I find a lot of things on Amazon, like zippered bags, you know, not zippered bags, but like the groove bags, whatever you call Ziploc without using the name Ziploc. All right, isn't this pretty? We're gonna put this onto we're going to put it here on the navy background. Really, really pretty. And we're going to put that on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I was just looking back at some of your comments. Diane's talking about the new embossing folder. One of the celebration options is a Starstruck embossing folder. It almost looks like flowers, the way that the stars are kind of in the middle of a starburst. And I haven't used it yet. I've got to break that out and use it. I always love a good embossing folder, so I'm sure I'm going to fall in love as soon as I as soon as I use it for something and want to use it all the time. We're going to add the inside piece with regular adhesive, and then we're going to embellish with some butterflies, but get your fingers ready for a this or that, because I have a green version and this blue version, and I want to know which one you guys prefer. I've cut my packages in half. I think they were part of a kit that I did, but this comes, I guess that would be a full package. It comes in a, I don't know how many that is, 80. You get 80 of them, and there are big ones and there are small ones. I'm going to try to use up my extra little pieces here, and I'm going to add them in the white space. All right, that finishes it off so nicely, doesn't it? Here is the green version. This is Old Olive with a touch of Mossy Meadow. And looking back, I kind of wished I'd used the Mossy Meadow card base because I really do like the light dark combination of the colors on the boho blue. So this or that, do you prefer the blue version or do you prefer the green version of this card? Here's the one I was talking about with the vellum. I think that's really soft and beautiful. And here the boho blue kind of gets lost because it's the same color as the background. So maybe I would choose a different color, maybe a different blue or something like that to die cut there. You guys look really split on this. I'm seeing a lot of blue, 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 but Nancy prefers the green. I know they're both so lovely. And if you don't have the Delicate Forest bundle yet, I think it's definitely worth another look. I'm not sure if it's available as a bundle anymore. It's probably available separately with the stamp set and the dies. Available individually, but with celebration coming up, you can get both of them and probably earn a celebration gift. So definitely check that out. Delicate Forest in the online store. I'll have the links to all the products that I'm using today. I'll put those in the video description when we're all done. But I hope that you feel inspired. I do feel like there are some similar stamp sets where you might be able to make a card that is very similar to this without having exactly the same stamp set. And the next one I'm going to show you is another really terrific option that has a beautiful frame die that probably a lot of you have. So let's take a look and see about this next project. Moving things out of the way. All right, next up, we are going to use, get some things out of the way. We're going to use In the Grove and I think the Sentiment from Heartfelt Hexagon. This is another one from the last chance list. It coordinates with that Heartfelt Hexagon punch. The punch is still going to be available, but the stamp set is being discontinued. And if you don't have it yet, you can snatch it up for $8. I love a good deal. There are some other stamp sets that are only $8 in the last chance section, so be sure to check that out. I am pairing the Sympathy stamp set from the Heartfelt Hexagon with the In the Grove. This one doesn't have any sentiments, so I needed to bring in another set. This one is a bundle that's available in the annual catalog, and you can save 10% when you buy the stamp set and the dies together. This one, excuse me, this one has some beautiful imagery with the mountains, the plain, the trees, the little fox, and these look like leaves to me. Little leaves that might be blowing in the wind. The highlight here is this amazing birch tree die that cuts out a frame, and I have some cards to show you. This is one that my mom created using the stamps, the trees, and then the bunny comes here from the die set. So this is Susan LaCroix's card, Dearest Friend, and she has paired it with the Thoughtful Journey designer paper. Isn't this die just gorgeous? It's so beautiful. Well, Mom and I created a bunch of cards with the In the Grove bundle and the Thoughtful Journey designer paper. And so I'm going to make one of them for you today and share with you some other samples. Now, if you're not sure which designer paper I'm talking about, here it is, Thoughtful Journey. This one's in the annual catalog, and it's a 6x6 designer paper. I'm just going to pull out the whole bunch and leaf through them to show you. We have this amazing watercolor kind of backgrounds. All of the Stampin' Up! Designer paper is created by Stampin' Up! Artists, and then they photograph the artwork and turn it into designer paper. So all of these images were created by hand. I just think they're so beautiful. We have some sort of like salted watercolor effect there. I love that, almost like a wax resist on some of these. So many gorgeous papers that you can use for different backgrounds, whether you're putting it in the back of the designer paper, like underneath the die cut, or making it the foreground. There are so many amazing things that you can do with this designer paper. If you don't have this one yet, you should check it out. Let me show you some more samples, and then we'll make a card. So I showed you Mom's. Here's the one that I did when we did our Sunday stamping video. And so it has kind of a card that opens, and then another one there. This is Pretty Peacock with Cajun Craze, some wild wheat, and mossy meadow. I just did a half a die cut there with that background. Love the way that one turned out. Here's one with the purples and the blue. I stamped the mountains and the grass in the background and stamped and die cut the trees. Here's another one where I used the fox and some more of the designer paper to do something really clean and simple. All right, I've got my pieces pre-cut, so I'm going to bring them in here. We're going to do a little stamping and a little die cutting. It's kind of a clean and simple card, but I always love a good, clean and simple card. We are going to stamp the mountains. We're going to stamp the trees, and then for the greeting, I can't decide with the Sincere Sympathy. I can't decide if we want to do it on the oval or on the hexagon. So I'm going to stamp both, and you guys can help me decide. And maybe we'll decide as we're putting the card together. Maybe one or the other will make more sense. But this with Sympathy does fit nicely into either one of these. So this is the Heartfelt Hexagon punch, and this one is the Modern Oval punch. Both are really great options if you're looking for something that's a little bit different than a circle. All right, while I have this one, let's go ahead and stamp. There we go. I'm stamping in Misty Moonlight. I do feel like I've got something funky going on with my pads. I'm going to try again here. That's better. Just a little cleaner. And then for the other one, we are going to stamp in Blackberry Bliss. Couldn't think of a color for a minute. Now, Blackberry Bliss is a little bit darker than the purple that you see in here. This is almost more like, I really feel like maybe even like a gorgeous grape, but that one's too bright. I think I'm going to prefer the darkness of the blackberry, but it reminds me a lot of rich raspberry, which is not a color that we have anymore. Okay, so I'm going to die cut these. Let's get our little baby die cutting machine out, because both of those are going to fit in there. And I'm going to die cut them one at a time. Using a little bit, I think we have some left over from last time. A little bit of that Post-it tape to hold our die in place. I see you guys voting already. Cindy and Jennifer and Catherine agree they like the hexagon better than the oval. We'll see how it looks when we get it all on. We might decide we want to go one way or another. And I'll reuse the same piece of tape to die cut the trees. Do you have a sympathy card you need to send? I always never have one ready. I just need to make a whole bunch so that I have them, and then I'll be ready to go. I hate to say that, you know, to be ready to go, but it's kind of true, right? I need to have a little stash of cards. So that's a good question. When you are stamping, are you making cards as you need them? Or do you make cards that you have, like do you have a stash of cards that you make ahead of time and have ready for when you need them? I'm gonna try something. I wasn't planning to do this, but I want to add a little something to this blue. So I'm going to take the Misty Moonlight and I'm going to do a direct to paper and just kind of like just slide that ink pad on the cardstock just to kind of add like some lines and some texture. Can you see it very well? Just a little something on there. It's not much, but the original design I didn't do that on, and I just felt like it was kind of plain. So let's stamp on the inside while we have got our stamp out. Let's stamp some of those trees. I'm just going to do the trees on the inside. Okay, for the front, I have a piece of designer paper that is 4 by 5 1/4. Now we are going to cover up the bottom of this, and so if you don't want to waste the designer paper and want to use it for something else, you could definitely cut that more like 4 by 3 1/2 or so. I don't know why I cut the whole thing, but I did, so I'm using it. We'll add this at the bottom. And then we're going to add the mountains. And we are going to have to cut some of this off, so you can kind of decide where you want that to go. Next, we're going to add the trees with some Stampin' Dimensionals and also the sentiment. So here's what we've got: the oval or the hexagon. Tell me which one of those you prefer on this card. The hexagon does kind of cover up the mountains a little bit more. And so I think in that way I do prefer the oval. But tell me what you think. I'm going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals. You guys are going to be pretty split on this. Hexagon, oval, oval, hexagon, hexagon, oval, oval, oval. Hexagon, oval, hexagon, oval. I think oval's winning, but hexagon's catching up. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. Whichever one you have at home is the one you should use. I'm going to go with the oval. I do think it just fits the space a little bit better, but the hexagon's not a wrong choice. This is such an easy card that I think I could make up. I think I could make up several more and have them ready to go. And maybe I will do that. We're going to bling it up a little bit. I'm going to bring in I mean, it's a sympathy card. So when I say bling, I don't mean like, you know, we're not adding rhinestones or anything. But these birds, adhesive back dragonflies and birds, I think are just the right kind of bling to add to a sympathy card. What do you think? This one is In the Grove with our $8 heartfelt hexagon and the annual catalog favorite Thoughtful Journey designer paper. So many great things you can do with this one. Yeah, you know what, Catherine? I almost did tear apart the mountains and move them up. Maybe when I make a second one, because I have the pieces cut already. I don't want to die cut again on camera. But I think you would have room there. I kind of like them towards the bottom and having a lot of the designer paper showing on the top. Here's my other one that I did before, and it is a little bit higher. You can see here I have the plain cardstock. I used a different sentiment, so I do like this with sympathy, with sincere sympathy, a little bit better. But this is a little bit higher and more towards the center, and I think I actually prefer it to be a little bit lower. Just when we talk about, like, you know, that rule of thirds. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you prefer to have the elements be lower or higher on the card? I know it's a really subtle difference, and sometimes when we look at cards like this, we don't necessarily think about why we prefer one over the other, but in this particular instance, I think that having it be in the bottom third is better than being in the quite in the center. But I don't know, tell me what you think. Yeah, Cecilia, Jaylene, Vicky say lower, Michelle and Sue agree. But when you make the card at home, you can do it higher, you can leave it plain, you can do the hexagon instead, which, I mean, honestly, you could still put the hexagon in there. It, you know, like, maybe it doesn't even cover up that much more of the mountain. Let's try it. Let's put a couple dimensionals on. They are so interchangeable, honestly, that you really could go either way. I still like the oval better. I tried. Catherine says the tree needs to come down and maybe not as high, but higher than the newer card. Yeah. Well, that's one thing when you're making cards at home is you're not necessarily like looking at another sample to make it exactly the same or not. And sometimes when you put it down, you know, you have a, you know, intention of going someplace and it ends up higher or lower, or not as straight or whatever. I hope that you feel inspired, whether you make it high or low or use the oval or the hexagon. I hope that this card inspires you. Maybe you've got this stamp set at home or something similar. Break it out. Use it. Make a card. Send a card. We are going to make 2025 the year that we send so many cards. Oh my gosh, how amazing of a goal would that be to send 2,025 cards in 2025? If that's too big of a goal for you personally, and you don't have that many people to send cards to, join up with a friend. Make it a group goal, a team goal. I'm so glad that you joined me tonight for some Thursday night stamp therapy. We made some wintry cards, even though they weren't all all the same, traditional in their wintry sense. I do think that they're all kind of wintry in their feel and the colors especially. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos, and make sure you sign up for With You in Mind, Creating With You in Mind, a card class featuring my new stamp set. Reserve your card kit. I'll be sending out invoices right away and ordering the stamp sets and all the materials to do the card kits next week when they come available. So I'm really excited to offer this for you. You can check it out at tinyurl.com/withyouinmindclass. And the card class is going to be a YouTube live video, normal Thursday night on February 6th. So the same time as what we're doing right now. And the class will be open to everyone to watch. But if you would like to follow along and make the cards that I'm making, then make sure that you reserve a card kit so that you can do that. If you are international, I don't know how that works. Postage definitely is going to be an issue. If you're international and you're interested, let's think about some options. Get in touch with me and we'll figure it out. I definitely won't be able to send you the stamp set, but I think we might be able to work something out with the card kit, or at least the back pocket card layouts. I'm really excited about those. You guys, thanks for joining me. Mom and I have another episode of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie coming up this week. I think we're going to do another sneak peek from the mini catalog because it's coming out in less than a week. I'm so excited. So stay tuned for that, noon on Sunday, January 5th. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of my stamping community. See you soon. Bye, everybody.